What's up, my bitter Roseberry Maniac here, and I was just taking a quick depth look at the players for each of these teams, and honestly, I'm surprised Yabusele's only rated 69 overall, but still ahead of Williams on the depth chart. It's probably because of the depth of the centers, but anyway, besides that, we got games today with the Lonzo Ball, Ingram being shut down for the year, what it means for the Western Conference playoffs, and possibly draft seedings is a lot to look into. We'll dive into that later on, maybe tomorrow or next week. But first we have the Bulls at the Pistons. I forgot this was a noon game. I thought this was a 1 p.m. game. That is completely my fault. Bulls currently winning 24-23 as of the time of this recording, and due to my rule, I pick the teams, whatever team is losing at the time. So I'm picking the Pistons to win this one, I guess. Then you get the Raptors at the Heat. Heat favored by 1 in this one, apparently, according to the spread. But I'm going to pick the Raptors. Overall, I just think they have too much punch. The Heat are a very solid team, making a good playoff push. But I like the Raptors in this one, especially when they have an opportunity to catch the Bucks. Then you get the Pacers at the 76ers. This game is made very interesting for the fact that a win here would tie the Pacers with the would tie the 76ers with the Pacers for the 3rd seed, which would be huge. But a loss here would tie them with Boston for the 4th and 5th seed. So this is a big game for the 76ers, a chance to move up or fall down. Either way, it should be a good one. This one's tough to predict, mainly because without Embiid playing for the last few days, they have struggled. But I believe Embiid is expected either back tonight or the next day. And that being said, I trust 76ers more. I trust Butler, Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons more. That starting lineup, even without Embiid, is still really challenging. If Embiid is back and playing limited minutes on his way to return, it should be a very good game. ABC 3:30 p.m. Good starting time, but I'm trying to think about ways Pacers could win, and I think for me personally, the best way the Pacers could win is if Bogdanovich shoots really well from 3, puts pressure on the 76ers early to maybe put up some bad shots, make some questionable moves, force some turnovers, because the 76ers can be susceptible to turnovers, but I don't know if the Pacers have the defense for that. Then you have the Pelicans at the Hawks. Hawks by 1.5 NBA TV, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. I'm actually was going to pick the Hawks in this one, whether they were favored or not. I like what Trae Young has been doing lately. John Collins has looked extremely solid. Fun fact, I actually drafted John Collins in my basketball fantasy league, but he was injured for the first few months, so I ended up dropping him early on. Not regretting it, but it's nice to see him come back healthy. When you have an injury like that, sometimes it's devastating to come back. And then you have the Magic at the Grizzlies. Magic favored by 1 in here. Just like the Heat, they are making a push into the playoffs. I'm going to pick them to win and cover this one. Grizzlies, really good team. Not a really good team, I should say. They're a good team. They got solid. They need better shooting. If I honestly have to say that. I think the thing Grizzlies struggle with the most is shooting. They have good rebounding. They have solid defense. But maybe next year, if they can entice someone to go to Memphis, it will be hard, but they have potential. Especially if you can consider them maybe trading Mike Conley in the offseason for some young players. I honestly believe they should enter rebuild mode, but we shall see. Then you get the Rockets at the Mavericks, Battle of Texas. Rockets favored by 9 here. I think they win. I think they cover James Harden, Chris Paul. Deadly combo, but I think the thing the Mavericks are going to struggle with the most is Clint Capella inside the paint. I think he's going to be the X factor in this one. Then you get the Knicks at the Timberwolves. Timberwolves by 7.5. Timberwolves were down to the Hawks, or to the Wizards by quite a bit the other day. But I think they won this one. Knicks, poised to really bounce back next year compared to this year. I think they will be the most improved team overall next year. But that doesn't start this year. That starts next year, obviously. I think the Wolves win. I think they cover. They are at home. And we shall see how that goes. Then you have the Bucks at the Spurs. Spurs by 1.5. I'm going to pick the Bucks in this one. Injury or not, No George Hill, no Sterling Brown does hurt, but with Giannis, I do think the Bucks get their 51st win of the season. Spurs, always an interesting team at home, play a lot better there. Always capable of winning if they can shoot relatively well. LaMarcus Aldridge versus Giannis is an interesting matchup for me. I kind of wish this was one of the national televised games, but it's not. It makes me sad. I think the Suns with the Warriors. Somehow this is the nationally televised game. The Warriors taking on a 15-win Suns team. Yay, because I couldn't totally flex the Bucks Spurs into that spot. NBA TV, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Golden State favored by 16. Because a 16-point spread is exactly what I want to see in my nationally televised games. Should I pick an upset here? No, not really. Suns, they have so much talent, but they suck. I don't know what the issue with is in Phoenix. They have Devin Booker, they have DeAndre Ayton, both solid players. Maybe they need a veteran leader. Like somehow, if the Suns could like scoop up Kyrie Irving or maybe a Kawhi Leonard or both or something like that, they need great players in free agency. Other than that, I don't see this team turning around anytime soon. They've been muddled the last few years, and it sucks because when the Suns are good, the NBA is good, like the old Steve Nash days. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.